My name is Olakunle Olatunji, CEO of Olatra. Let me just put it this way. Before I found myself in agriculture, I'm a graduate of the University of Ilorin, biochemist department. And it's because of how Nigerian is, you graduate and it will be difficult for you to get a job. So I wander around for like almost 10 years without no visible job. Though I've worked with AAA Consolidated Company before, it's a shipping company. I've worked with them. One of their desk officer on the ship. And then I've traveled around the coast of West Africa when I was working with the AAA. It's my boss, Mr. Ayodele Akindele. He was the one that gave me the idea of going into farming, because he loves farming. He has a farm in Ibadan then that we normally come to. Then he has a fish farm, so we normally go there. We do hashing. I follow him down to his farm. We do the hashing together. As you're seeing me, I know how to hash. And then we go to his farm. Then, if I could remember, that's around I think Omiadio. So we plant cassava, we plant maize, things like that. So that's when I develop an interest in agriculture. But as things will unfold, my boss, he has to go back to United States of America. So the job that I thought that I have then suddenly fade away. So I just have to think outside the box. Okay, I've already know one or two things about farming, and so let me just start my own journey on farming. So that's how I started my journey into farming. So, but to God be the glory, I can boldly say I'm an achiever in the agricultural industry here in Nigeria, Southwest as a whole. I'm into farming, and I'm a agro business consultant. I do consultation for newbies that wants to come into farming, and then to God be the glory, things have always been getting better, though it has not been easy. Nothing good comes easy. I've been into agriculture for the past 5 years, and I started my agro consult business. That was like 3 years ago when I got to have my training farm at Haromolaran. Before I start my home training farm, I've went through a lot. It's because of those things that I went through in farming that makes me to decide that okay, at least I want to impart the knowledge that I have accumulated during my sojourn in farming into people. before they start, so they won't make the same mistakes that I made during my first year in agriculture. So that's what give birth to the agro consult business, and that's what give birth to my training farm. My journey in agriculture has not been a roller coaster, and it has not been smooth, because I've had a lot of downside, a lot of disappointment, but persistence, wit, and then self-driving as what has really kept me going. When I started my sojourn in farming, I remember vividly, I started with moringa farm. Then, you know, my boss, Mr. Akindele Ayodele, that introduced me to moringa farm when he was in the United States. So I helped him to source for moringa then, and I was like, wow, this business is kind of lucrative. So I studied about moringa farm, and I started planting it. I help people to set up their farm. I plant it for them, and I go into the in-depth of moringa. There was a time that I even joined the moringa associations of Nigeria. Then I was one of their viable and respectable member, both in Oyo State chapter and the Ogun State chapter. It was these moringas that I went to do for someone at around the west side. That's when I saw these wonderful plants. That's when I saw these wonderful plants, cucumber. That's where I came across cucumber. You know, the man planted cucumber on his farm, and I saw them harvesting. The harvest was so massive. So I was like, wow, what kind of crop is this? And what does it take for it to germinate? And the man just told me that it's just 6 weeks. So I was like, 6 weeks? Just like that, you plant something, then within 6 weeks, you are harvesting. You know, so I was so naive that time. You know, I just rushed into it without asking for the details, the knowledge. You know, everybody in Nigeria will all want quick money. So instead of me to really go through the due process, I was like, is it not to just put the seeds on the ground and it germinate, then wait for 6 weeks? I never knew there is a lot of things it entails. You could guess the answer. I failed woefully. You know, my harvest that time, I think I started with 3 plots. I barely harvest 10 bags. So it was a big loss. But the harvest I saw at that man farm, you know, keep coming to my brain. It's like something just stick to your brain. I was like, but there is a man that does these things, and the man see a bountiful harvest, so I can do these things too. So that's when I now start asking questions, and I now start going deeper. Those times I just went to go and plant anyhow seed. I don't know that we have the hybrid, and then we have the point set, we have the marketer. So it's when I now start asking questions, surfing the net. That's where I now started to see where I made a lot of mistakes. I don't even plan for irrigation. So, but like I told you, persistence. I really want to be successful in the field that I've chosen for myself. And I've always said it when I was young, I don't want to work under anybody, collecting salary. I want to be a boss of my own. It has been my long-term dream. So, and here is the opportunity for me. So I was just like, okay, whatever it's going to take, I must succeed in this farming career that I choose. So I put in the hard work and I was persistent about it. Things were very hard, you know, but as God will have his way, I come across a man online. We met at a WhatsApp group. So I sold my idea to the man, and the man bought my idea. I was like, okay, we can do cucumber business, we can do this, but all what I need is just for you to just raise me some money. Let's get the drip tape, then we can lease a land, you know, a land that has the water already. And the man bought into my idea, released money for me, you know, and that's how I started. I leased a land, release an acre of land. The land already had a well, you know, it's just a local well that's on the land, you know. Like I told you, I'm still very naive. I want to go and plant the whole acre, and you know, though this time around the things still comes out, at least, let me say, I won't say poorly, but it wasn't what I was expecting, despite the fact that we do irrigation, we do all those stuff, but they were real technical aspects that was supposed to put in place, especially the water is not enough for what I planted. So we still suffer, but at least we still see. I could remember that our first harvest then was around maybe 30 something bag. We are like, wow, at least we have 30 something bag this time around. That's an acre. So when we are going to finish the whole harvest, at least we are close to like almost maybe 80 something bag. So it's an improvement. Then from that, I just called the man, I begged the man, please don't worry, at least the money that we make from this, we can still use them to buy some seed. Okay, find a worker and then we'll proceed, because I believe in this thing is going to work. And the man gave me the chance. And then again, you know, as an hustler now, we started again. I just use one church mind. I recruit at least a worker then to help me to be monitoring the farm. That I started giving, I think, 20,000 naira monthly there. And this time around, I don't plant the whole of the farm. I actually go for 2.5 plots, and boom, that was it. Things change from there. At least from that 2 plots, I think we made over 200 bags, and that's how things changed. And it was during the time that at least cucumber price was very, very high. I think we sold cucumber for 7,000 naira at that time. So it was during that time. So we make our money, and then from there I start an extension. When I start an extension, I have to go to Lagoon that time to go and acquire a land, 1 acre. This time around, we bought the 1 acre, and then we site a borehole on the land, and then that's how we kickstart it. Since then, things has always been good. We've always have a bountiful harvest. And from Lagoon, that is when I decided to now set a training farm, because I have access to a land inside the town, close to 4 plots. So I come back to that land, you know, I have to restructure the land, set it up, do irrigation system on the farm, put the pipe, put the tank, you know. I did 2 wells on the farm. and I started using it for training because I really want to impact people's life. I see that cucumber is something that when you plant, you know, within 6 weeks, you've already started harvesting. So whatever you invest in cucumber, if you do it the right way, so definitely you are going to get your money back within that short period. And cucumber is a plant that you can plant at least 5 times in a year. It's not an annual crop. Cucumber is a vegetable that you can plant 5 times in a year and you will be seeing your money. We always have the glut season, and then we have the time that the price skyrockets throughout that year. So when you have your farm set up, you irrigate the whole farm, or you put the necessary things in place, my brothers and sisters, you will surely make your money. So it's from there that I now start venturing into other crops like tomato, ugu. There was a time that I planted ugu. It failed woefully when I first ventured into ugu. So we practice it here at my training farm. You know, I think we don't do the ugu with irrigation to them, so it failed woefully. So the next one we wanted to do at Lagoon, we have to put irrigation, and the things comes out very well. By treating the plant very well. You understand? Plants too, they need to be treated very well for them to thrive in their environment. So if you don't take care of your plants, you can never have a good harvest. So it's from that moment I said whatever it's going to take, whenever I plant, whatever crops I plant, I must know the in-depth of it. Each crop has its own in-depth. It's not the way you plant cucumber you are going to plant tomato. Not the technical measures you give okra that you say you're going to give sweet corn. Each plant has its own process for them to thrive very well. So I started going to a lot of trainings, buying a lot of ebooks, buying a lot of books, and then it helps me to develop myself in agriculture. You know, I've done consultation for a lot of people. I've done consultation for Dansolite Farm. I've done consultation for many people that their farms later come good. So farming is always a noble profession. Like I always say, it's a noble profession that I always implore people to come in. Though you might face a lot of daunting tasks, you might face a lot of things on your way, but at the end of the day, there will always be a light at the end of the tunnel if you do what you're supposed to do. You must be willing, you must have wit, put in the hard work, and then I can bet it with you, with the right guidance and mentorship, you are going to do well in farming. I would say I've been a lucky person, let me just put it like that. My success, I've been both on hard work and grace, because like I told you, not everybody will have the kind of grace of speaking with someone and they will put money down for you. You understand? So I would say grace really speaks for me. But I put in the hard work also with my own self-determination. If I don't have the determination of maybe I want to be successful in this farming business, the very first time that I did the cucumber farm, I would have chickened out because it failed woefully and I lost a lot of money then. But it's because of I have this hunch that this thing it's gonna work, and at the end of the day, it really works for me. I will advise people and I will encourage people. You understand? Whatever you're doing, give in your best, and persistence is always key in anything. You understand? If don't think that okay you can't succeed in this thing. You can. So far you are willing to succeed. You can succeed in anything that you put your mind into. It might not be farming. It might be any other things that you're doing. At least be persistent in it. Put in the hard work. Have the will. Pray to God always. And then I believe things will work out for you. I come to relax with friends. You understand? I come to chill out with my friends, to have a drink, to laugh, to talk. And most times my family, I don't joke with them. Whenever I chill with my friends, I run back to my family, and they have been very supportive. My wife has been supportive, and I thank God, because even without her, I believe this journey wouldn't have been much more smoother, because she always believes in me. Most things she's even the one that helped me to solve for a lot of things on the internet. Whenever she sees something that is unique, she will like, hey my dear, I've seen something, can't you just do this thing this way? Can't you just do some certain things this way? Then our younger brother Sammy, he has always been of help, because most of my cucumber, most of my goods, any farm produce, I don't always go to the market. I just hand it over to him. He has always been the one that helped me to supersede that, to supervise that. Sorry. And at the end of the day, all things work out. Three, be self-driving, persistence, and have the wit, put in the hard work. And then you have that structure, have a good plan, and success will be yours. Rome was not built in a day. Something good is never achieved in a day. And remember this thing, all those that succeed, they got off from bad starts. You understand? So whatever a mind can conceive, a mind can always achieve it.